Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Gemini, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And there is a Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups, maybe a water sign person in your life. Let's put this into some context. We're going to use our Dove and Serpent spread. And as I do this, I would also like to say that if there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know, right? Now, finishing up with the path of the serpent here, we see some more water energy. It makes me think maybe there's a Cancer person in your life somewhere, okay? We're going to do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to use the Waite-Smith deck for that. And give it a quick shuffle here. This is the card that we're going to set aside. We're going to just set the frog right on top. We're not going to look at that until the very end. Okay, and hopefully that card will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need. So we see these two major arcana cards down here at the bottom. That's going to be significant. We see some earth. We see quite a bit of air. We see more earth and some water and some air. Got the court cards here. So it's a fairly interesting mix. We don't see any of the fire energy. That's the one thing that I've noticed so far. There's no fire energy. So we'll see. That might be significant, okay, as we go through this. First of all, though, let's talk about this Knight of Cups. This is the fire of water. This is an onrush of some water energy, okay? It could be related to this Chariot card down here because this Chariot card rules the sign of Cancer. This is the fire of the water. This is the cardinal water sign, so that's related to Cancer as well. Makes me think that there might be a Cancer person here. Or that perhaps you're right on the cusp of Cancer, maybe. But I also feel like this was the onrush of this Chariot energy in your life. This could be the real spontaneous urge that you have. Kind of like a gut feeling. You get like the butterflies, you get this surge of energy and you're off and running, okay? Pair that up with this Four of Discs. And I wonder if you are going to get the sudden impulse to either travel, move your home, your living situation, change jobs, maybe leave your job. Sometimes the Knight of Cups is an emotional kind of reactionary type of person, okay? It's a quick onrush of these emotions that may lead you to suddenly quit your job, suddenly leave your home, suddenly move, suddenly, do something sudden without a lot of thinking involved. It's just kind of you get the emotion and you react, okay? So I think there's some situation that's going on here that is going to give you that kind of just a flash flood of emotion, and you're going to have the instinct to just react in the heat of the moment, right? In the throes of passion, to quit or to move or to leave or whatever the case is, okay? I feel like this has a little something to do with money or with finances, because in the recent past, a Nine of Discs, it could be some sort of discrepancy with your income. Maybe you don't feel like you were paid what you were owed or what was fair, because this card represents money coming in. And why the money coming in? Well, maybe this isn't such a bad thing, because if this money comes in and it gives you this emotional reaction where in the throes of passion, you're ready to maybe go buy a bigger house, right? Or, quit your job and go, I don't know, go travel or something. Maybe this 9 of discs is not a discrepancy. Maybe this is like kind of a jackpot thing, okay? We have to be careful, though, because the Knight of Cups is always a gut reaction. It's always an emotional kind of outburst, okay? That may lead you to do something, well, that you might regret later on. Here is the 5 of Swords, okay? Maybe you win the lottery. Maybe you hit the jackpot. That gives you this sudden surge of energy to go out and buy the most expensive thing that you've always wanted, or buy the biggest house that you've always wanted, or the car, or take the vacation, or quit your job, or, something that's a little hasty, okay? And it's related to your physical security, your home, your job, your financial stability, that sort of thing. So it could be that a sudden influx of revenue gives you that urge to go do something a little wild, right? Something that has that emotional motivation behind it. I did say that there was the 5 of Swords in the immediate future. It feels to me like if you don't put some forethought into this, you might do something a little reckless, something that you might regret, okay? The 5 of Swords says that the circumstances may overwhelm your better judgment. Okay, when the 5 of Swords is this way, with the tip of the pentagram facing downwards, this is a lack of judgment. This is a lack of sound reasoning. This is kind of putting the circumstances in charge and not really using your head, kind of the head buried in the sand a little bit, or just maybe head in the clouds, not really thinking, what the right move is, not being level-headed, I guess. So what we want to do essentially is turn this card around, put your better judgment back on top, right? Let Spirit take the wheel, put Spirit kind of back on top of this, so that you can have clarity and that you can experience this, if this is a very joyful thing, which I'm kind of thinking that it is. My initial reaction was, there's going to be some sort of problem with the money, and you're going to do something, a little impulsive. But now, with looking at these other cards, it feels like it's going to be the other way around. I feel like this is going to be a very good thing. You have to be sure not to overreact, right? So we need sound judgment. We need a level head, or it's going to be a problem. Lucky enough for you, you have the Ace of Swords at the top of the path of the Dove here. So I think you know this already. We can see the outcome is going to be regrettable if you don't use your head. So what are you doing? Well, you're using your head. You're using Spirit, your conscience, your divine guidance, your guardian angel, your spirit guide, whatever it is. You're using your enlightened mind to make the right decisions with this kind of a sudden influx of cash, okay? It's what it looks like to me. And that is very good. I'm thankful that we have that Ace of Swords up here. This is the saving grace of the reading. This is perfect. This makes everything okay again. Because the 5 of Swords really was a shame. This was something that, it's probably the age-old story. Someone wins the lottery, all the money's gone in a day, right? Because there's no experience there. There's just this excitement over suddenly having so much money or resources or abundance that we end up spending it in foolish ways, okay? Down here, beneath everything, is this devil energy. Now, the devil energy, I could say that this is you just really sinking into materialism, right? Buying every material comfort you've ever wanted and really just living a lavish, luxurious lifestyle. But this card's at the bottom of the path of the Dove. It's pushed down beneath. Maybe you have the urge to overspend, overindulge, buy all of the fancy things, but you're not going to. This card is also about hard work, right? And it's a foundational card. So your life has always been built on hard work. Probably when you were a kid, through your parents or grandparents, hard work, a strong work ethic was really instilled in you. Being responsible, right? For your own progress, for your own success and failure. But working for what you have, working for what you want, okay? And it could be that this 9 of discs, this income, this sudden revenue or this surge of abundance and resources, it could be a direct result of the work that you've done to achieve it, right? It might not be a jackpot lottery. It might be you've earned this, okay? But either way, this card's telling me that you're not going to just sink into materialism, that you are going to use this opportunity to do good things, to continue your work. You're going to make your money work for you. And you're also going to put this money towards good things, toward productive things, maybe some charity, maybe some giving back, maybe building something for future generations, for your family, your kids, grandkids, whatever. You're going to be smart with it. You're going to do good things with it, right? And that's going to bring us over to this Chariot energy. I still think that there might be a Cancer influence here somewhere. Maybe Cancer is a business partner. Maybe there's some connection with a Cancer person, okay? This card also is the card of traveling. So I do feel as if you are inspired to travel, especially now that it looks like you're going to have the resources to do so. This card could really be packing up the car and traveling. Maybe you'll have to buy a car first and load it up and take a road trip, right? I kind of feel like this is, we get an amount of money and we kind of want to do all the traditional things that we maybe didn't get to do when we were young. We want to go on a road trip. We want to travel. Maybe we want the nice car that we never were able to have. We want to be able to provide for ourselves and for our family those things that perhaps we didn't get when we were kids, okay? And I think that's every generation's aspiration, right? We all kind of want to do better than our parents did. We may have had a wonderful childhood, wonderful parents, but we always have this feeling that we want to do better. We want to give our kids more than what our parents were able to give us. And maybe we had a lot, maybe not. But this is kind of that traditional generational thing where we want to be able to provide for those that are coming after us, like our kids, our grandkids, or future generations of our community, of society, of the world. So this card really is about that kind of a tradition. Okay, and this may be the tradition also of, you get some money, go see all the places in the world that you've never been, right? Get for yourself and your family those things that you didn't have. And this is a very worthwhile pursuit, I think, because it really does lead you to this Queen of Cups. Now, the Queen of Cups is a little bit of this blurry face syndrome here, for all you 21 Pilots fans. This is an inability to really see who we are and be who we are, right? To really understand our emotions and this connection that we have maybe with our childhood, with the way we were brought up, this emotional connection with doing things for our family, right? Providing for ourselves and for our family. And by you having this opportunity and taking advantage of it, doing those kind of traditional things, you get a little bit of money, this is what you do with it. And this hopefully is investing in things too, which we see some of that coming in a moment. But I think it's really going to lead you to a deeper awareness of your own emotional state, right? Your own emotional depth. Because this card is about emotional transparency. This is about really learning who we are, why we feel the way we feel, why we have the impulse to begin with to just to go wild, right? If we did go wild, what are the things that we would do, right? Make a list right now. If you had $1 million, maybe $1 billion, I don't know. $1 million's probably not that much these days. If you had almost unlimited money, what are the top 10 things that you would do? Write that down. I'll wait. And as we look at this list of things that we would do, and that's kind of the chariot work, right? Where we would take all this wealth. As you look at this list, are there certain trends, right? Are there certain items on this list that are kind of all about the same things, right? Is it mostly stuff about food? Is it stuff about traveling? Is it just about having nice things? Is it about charity or giving back? What is the trend that we see there? That sort of thing. I don't need an answer right now, but those are the kind of questions that the Queen of Cups is going to be asking. As we experience it, and it's all going to happen very quickly, again, with this Knight of Cups, the initial kind of flood of these emotions, it's going to come in very fast. This money, I think, is coming in very fast. This abundance, this resource, whatever this Nine of Discs is. But as we experience this whole thing, we need to try to understand ourselves a little bit better. Why are we going to choose these top 10 things, right? What do these top 10 things have in common? What do they tell us about ourselves? How can we use that to get a little bit more emotional clarity, okay? I think once we reach that kind of a point, that's when the real fun happens, because now we've got the 10 of Pentacles. And the 10 of Pentacles is the state of being wealthy. Now you have this money, you've managed to hold on to it and not spend it, right? We don't want to just hoard it, though. We don't want to just kind of keep it in the mattress. What are you going to do with this? Right? This is the state of being wealthy. And hopefully, the idea here is that through this emotional work, through this Queen of Cups, this emotional transparency thing, you will begin to understand that what makes you wealthy is not just how much you have, or what you have, or how much of it, material things, right? It is about the connections that you make. It is about the feelings that you have, the compassion that you have that makes you wealthy, right? And that is your intention to pass some of this money on, to create like generational wealth, to provide for your family, for yourself and for your family, for society, for your neighborhood, whatever you can do to kind of give back. But at the same time, we don't want to lose everything that we've gained, right? So what we have to do with this kind of hoard of money, of coin here, this 10 of discs, is start making it work for us. This is the adjustment card. This is really being smart. This is, in some ways, this is pinching the pennies, right? This is counting every cent and making the wise investments. Maybe this is creating businesses. Maybe this is, putting money in the right kind of banks that have, high yield savings accounts or something. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not any kind of financial advice. I'm not qualified to do that, okay? I'm kind of speaking about what I would do if I had this sudden influx of these resources and this revenue, right? I would try to make some deals. I would try to make some business moves, right? Be smart about how you allocate this 10 of discs. And you're going to have to use this adjustment for it. This is really weighing the options. This is understanding that if you put, $10 here, then maybe down the road you'll have $11. I don't know how it works exactly. But you're doing what's going to kind of perpetuate this wealth. It's not that you're just trying to, let's see if I can spend it, You're trying to invest it wisely. I think that's very important. I think that's how you're able to continue this wealth, right? And be able to pass it on to future generations and to do with it what you feel is going to fulfill your own needs, but also going to help you process why we have those needs in the first place and what it means for us, internally, emotionally, spiritually, that, we have this top 10 list of what we would do with money, Because I think that we as human beings are easily corrupted by wealth, by money, by finances, by, all of that kind of nastiness, So it's important to really understand yourself, understand what your impulse is and why, and how we can channel some of that into really good choices. Okay. Now let's look at the mystery card. Thank you, Frog, for helping us keep an eye on it. Maybe this is going to be some more earth energy. Maybe this is going to be some really nice water energy. Because the water that we see really is in these court cards. The Chariot is the Cancer. That's some water energy. Maybe we need some very fulfilling, satisfying water energy, like maybe a 3 of Cups or a 6 of Cups. If this is what I think it is with the 9 of Discs, well, you really should celebrate, right? I mean, it's a time for celebration. And I hope this reading didn't kind of take all the fun out of it, because I think you deserve to have a lot of fun with this. But I also want to see you continue that fun into the future, right? I don't want you coming back here next week and there's nothing left. I want it to work for you so that you can continue to enjoy it for a long, long time. So let's look at the mystery card. Ooh, 7. Very cool. 7 of Discs here. This card is all about investment. This card's all about investment. This is do you invest in very high risk, high return type of things, or low risk but low return things? This is really about the time and effort that you're investing into things and what you expect the payout to be, what you expect the dividend to be. Now, again, I'm not a financial advisor. Okay, this is all about energy. Spiritual energy, right? Subtle energies, not the power company. I'm going to get myself in trouble. So we like to see the results of our work right away. I know I do. When I do something, I want to kind of see like, hey, I accomplished something, right? I did something there. But with this sort of thing, with this kind of energy, it's an investment of effort. It's an investment of patience more than anything else. And that's what's depicted on this card, is really a lot of patience. You are planting these, we could think of all of these 10 discs or pentacles or coins as seeds. You're planting all of those seeds. And then are you just going to stand there and watch the grass grow, wait for this stuff to sprout and see what comes? Are you planting these seeds? Are you planting these seeds and expecting to, harvest them and have them on the dinner table by evening time? That's pretty unrealistic, That's a little bit unrealistic. Maybe it does happen. I don't think so. So this is really a card of patience. It's a card of doing consistent work, being mindful of your garden, your wealth, taking great pains, going to great lengths to maintain it, not expecting rewards every evening. You're not going to get a payout every day. It may be such small, slow growth that you're not even going to notice it for 5 or 10 or 20 years when suddenly you see, oh man, it's like doubled, tripled. It's a lot more than it was. But it's like that, I think, in a lot of different kind of work. We're not talking about money here. In any kind of meaningful work, to expect the rewards of that work right away. If I could do something right now and the rewards of it come seconds later, or minutes later, or even in a couple hours, I don't think that really means as much. Whereas if I put consistent effort in day after day after day, which maybe you already have experience with that because we've got this devil energy. Maybe you have been working hard day after day after day. And now finally you're going to see the rewards of that. And yes, maybe it came a year, 5, 10, 20 years down the road. It's going to mean so much more to you now. than it would have if you got a couple dollars at the end of every day, right? But of course, having the harvest to bring to the dinner table, having a couple dollars at the end of the day is also vitally important. Not all of us can wait 10 or 20 years to get the payday, So we're in a bit of a dilemma here. We want things to hurry because we need resources now, but we also want to maximize the return. So we want to try to have some patience, right? So that we can wait as long as possible. And I think that's this justice and adjustment card here too. Is, where is the happy medium between waiting for the long-term results and wanting those results right now? Can we find a balance maybe? Where we can continue to have what we need now and also allow this energy to work for us so that we can have more in the future, right? I'm starting to sound like a 401k or a salesman or something, which I wasn't intending this reading to be that way, but I feel like this is going to be a really, really important time for you, and I know that this is still Gemini season. There's still a few days left in the sign of Gemini, and so you're all having birthdays or you have had birthdays. I think this is a real gift here, I think it's one that you've worked hard for. I think it's one that you've earned. I think you're going to finally see the results of some of this hard work. And the only message here is to just be patient. Don't rush into anything. Don't act too hastily. Don't be too reactionary, too impulsive, and squander what you're being given here, okay? Because I feel like this is a life-changing thing, a life-changing kind of jackpot here. It's very important. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, please click on the link that's right there. You'll have access to all of the extended readings, not just for Gemini, but for all of the signs. I want to thank you for being here, and thank you so much for letting me read for you. And thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.